Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Nigel Farage has claimed that the left, particularly the Labour Party, are coming after him and they're blaming him for these riots and troubles. Not because he's involved at all, and he hasn't. At every opportunity he's said that he disagrees with them, he doesn't want them to happen and everything. But he's saying that they're doing this because they need a scapegoat. They need someone to blame because they realise what they've done and they realise that they've lost the working class vote 1 month into this new parliament. And they're scared. They're literally scared out of their wits that they've completely destroyed any chances going forward of retaining the confidence of the working and normal people of this good country. He said, and to quote him, that it was despicable for legacy media and the political establishment in Westminster to cast blame on him for the riots that have swept the nation in the wake of a mass stabbing at a children's dance party. And he's absolutely right. Now, they are, of course, absolutely terrified because Starmer may not be aware because he's just a robot at the top and has no concept of what normal people are, never mind how they act, how they think. But the other MPs surrounding him, his little lickspittles and coterie of arse kickers and arse kissers, are all there. They all see it and they all know. And now Farage has put into words what is only in their minds so far. I think, having had it been said, had it now out there, thanks to him telling the truth, a lot of Labour people, MPs and whatever, will look at Starmer and realised what he's done, realised he's toxic for the party, and I think now there has been an inflection point and his days are numbered. I cannot see Starmer surviving this now that it's been said, the words are out there. They've lost the people, the very people who they rely on voting for them. And it doesn't matter how often Starmer says, oh, I will protect the Muslims. The Muslims will be protected. We will save the Muslims. The Muslim vote is already going because the Islamists are standing. And that doesn't leave him anyone because every time he talks about protecting the Muslims, he loses yet more British voters. He's fucked the Labour Party, and they know it. And you have Nigel Farage now, like I say, putting into words these very thoughts that many in the Labour Party are having. The red wall has gone. You have to remember that for years you had the red wall in the north, and then it turned blue thanks to Boris begging for their vote. They gave Boris the vote. At the last election, the second most popular party voted was Reform. And in some places, Reform weren't far behind, like very close. Every time Starmer opens his mouth, more votes are going to Reform. The red wall will become the wall of Reform. Labour, 33 days into their parliament, into their 5-year government, and they've lost already. And I can't see them coming back. And when the pensioners are facing poverty, when fuel bills double, when everything crumbles, every day fewer and fewer voters for Labour. I've never seen a government screw an entire country quicker than this Labour government has to Britain. What's brilliant, though, is it won't only end them at the next election, it may end them forever. Even the unions are against this Labour government. The unions do not like the fact that the pensioners are losing their heat allowance. The unions are against a lot of what they're doing. They certainly don't want North Sea oil abandoned. And yet that's in the plans. Labour are alienating their voter core. They're alienating their paymasters. And all because the android, the middle manager android that is Keir Starmer, cannot act and react like a human being. I say that there's something about him, and I call it the uncanny valley. And it's where you have an android that's almost human, but it doesn't give out the body language. It doesn't react correctly. It moves uncannily similar to a human, but not like a human. And it kind of puts you off. It turns your stomach almost. Your eyes tend to look away from it because you daren't look at him. And that's what Starmer has got. And he keeps kissing up to this tiny minority, thinking that that will make him look virtuous. And it isn't. And it's fantastic. I mean, for the rest of us, for normies like you and me, it's fantastic. And every time he describes the people of this country as far right, it destroys Labour credibility, because these people aren't far right. They're fucking Labour voters. The man is an idiot. But he's following a script from his WEF paymasters, isn't he? Oh, you've got to describe them like this. Oh, they're terrible people. They're not. They're the people of this country. They're the indigenous peoples of this country who said enough is enough, and they want their country back. And they want it back from the wankers like Starmer, the wankers like Yvette Cooper, and the sheer moron that is Rachel Reeves, who thinks, day one, let's screw over the pensioners. That's going to be popular. Meanwhile, they do retain their £3,500 heating allowance as MPs, but the pensioners get nothing. It won't be long until the riots on the streets aren't aimed at the immigrants, but will start coming from the people who are really doing the damage in this country. The politicians. Because it is they that are causing this. It is they and their policies that are taking a bad situation, are making it way, way worse, and then are blaming the people for the policies that they themselves have put in place. Look at Britain failing, it must be the people. Look at the people rising up against us, it must be the people. Look at the people coming towards us with pitchforks and burning torches, it must be the people. No, Starmer, it's you. And the great thing is, look around that table next time you have a cabinet meeting. You'll see no friends there. Not one. Because they all know. They all know who's to blame. Tick-tock, my friend. Your reign will soon be over. Thank you and goodbye.